Hey, how's it, Sid? Good to see you again, buddy.
Yeah, likewise. Today it's just me and you. Yuvraj is out for his business work, so it's just us today, so we can be direct today. So we'll start with SA's 2-0 victory against Pakistan. We both predicted it. I know Yuvraj had a outlandish prediction of 2-0 to Pakistan, if I could remember, but I think he was probably thinking if Pakistan had played the fast bowlers and not this interesting pace attack they had, maybe, who knows. So what were your thoughts on SA's 2-0 win against Pakistan?
Yeah, I mean, predictably so. We
Hmm.
spoke about it prior to the
Hmm.
series. I
Hmm.
just want to say something. I think Pakistan played a lot better in that second innings. They made SA
Hmm.
work for this win. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Uh, the way they applied themselves
Hmm.
after following on, after they got blown away in that first innings, I
Hmm.
mean, that was very good from Pakistan. Eh?
Hmm.
Uh, if they only show that kind of application in the
Hmm.
first innings, I mean, this match could have been a lot closer. I just feel they batted so kind of
Hmm.
recklessly and kind of what you associate with Pakistan sometimes. That panic
Hmm.
kind of cricket,
Hmm.
that's what we saw in that first innings. But that second innings, they knuckled down. I mean, Babar and Shan, they put on a 200 for that first wicket. There was a point where I was thinking,
Hmm.
where the hell is this guy going to get a wicket from? Because it was looking
Hmm.
so flat. But eventually, putting on what was it, 478? I think quite
Hmm.
an admirable, effort from them. But unfortunately, they were way behind the game, and SK got it done in a canter. So yeah, another series for Pakistan coming to the shores and not getting any joy. So I don't think they got the one of the. I don't think this is a happy hunting ground for them. This and Australia. I mean the record is atrocious. I mean, if you think about it.
Yeah, but I mean, at least they competed. That's the main thing. I mean, I expected them to compete, just that them winning it was a bit. And I think they were obviously more hungry because they had more to benefit. Pakistan was a bit more like depending on others, kind of like how other teams were. So I know Rickleton was the man of the match. Kudos to him, made 259, and then Jansen was man of the series. So what were your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, I mean Ricks, what an innings from Ricks, man. I mean 259. That was epic. That was an epic
Hmm.
innings.
Hmm.
And I think that innings has booked his flight to Lords. Let's be honest. I mean, you can't drop
Hmm.
this guy. You can't
Hmm.
drop a guy that's just got a double century.
Hmm.
So, and I mean
Hmm. That's true.
in a test match. So I think he's booked his spot to Lords.
Of
It's going to
course,
be
yeah.
interesting to see how SA try and balance that side for the final.
Hmm.
But I mean, that's a conversation for another day.
Hmm.
But I just think Rico Latin has booked his spot a lot. And Janssen, he's had a good series in terms of contributions. I think his spell in that second innings in the first test really swung the momentum SA's way. He took a six-wicket haul, so he
Hmm.
chipped away. He chipped away the series, although SA made very heavy weather of that chase in Centurion. Uh, but yeah, I thought he had a good series, man, and obviously
Yeah.
a 60 plus. He had some fun in that first innings as well. So yeah, pretty good series for Janssen. Um, Rabada, I mean, look, I don't think he was at his best, hey, but I mean, always consistent.
Hmm.
It's strange to think that KG hasn't got a 5 wicket haul this summer, and he's bowled so well. He's bowled some real
Yeah. I think he's been unlucky.
quality spells of
Yeah.
bowling. But I
Hmm.
think you do have that in cricket sometime where
Hmm.
you play
Hmm.
you bowl your best. You think you're bowling your best spell, but you don't really
Hmm.
get the reward, and then you're gonna get a series where you're not gonna be bowling your best, but you'll end up with a fifer.
Hmm.
So that's how it is this game, eh? It's a funny old game. That's why we love it, eh?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's get to. Yeah, I guess we predicted Afghanistan to beat Zimbabwe, which they did comfortably, man. So, what's your quick thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just think Zimbabwe imploded, yeah,
Hmm.
eh? I just think Zimbabwe imploded, yeah, in that second innings.
Second,
I mean,
yeah.
it looked pretty good, but I mean, Rashid,
Hmm.
I mean, he just turned a wizardry over them, man. I mean, that spell from Rashid. And unfortunately, Bangladesh, I mean, sorry, Zimbabwe don't play that kind of quality respond
Hmm.
too
That's
often,
true.
so they kind of got bamboozled there in a way. So yeah, I mean. To be honest with you, it wasn't much to choose between these both sides, eh? Until this innings here. So
Hmm.
I think in the end, Afghanistan edged them out, but I don't think there's much between these two sides in Test cricket at the moment. I mean, they're not playing enough Test cricket. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And
And
again, that's
and
a conversation for another day.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately, they haven't been playing enough Test cricket. I think the more Test cricket you play, the better you get as a team.
Yeah, Afghanistan,
So I
dare I?
mean, these
Yeah.
teams,
Hmm. Yeah. I was gonna say if
if
Afghanistan
these teams
play,
could get an even distribution of Test matches compared to the top tier teams, I mean, who knows what could have happened? Who knows what could happen? Could be interesting,
hmm.
eh?
Yeah, you could have Afghanistan being better than Bangladesh in Test cricket. It's true though. Look at the talent of Afghanistan. Their bowlers are good. Batsmen aren't so bad. Just more matches they need to
Look,
do.
I'll be honest with you. I think Afghanistan got the second best spinner in Asia in their team, in Rashid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good. Yeah, I mean it'll be good for. Okay, so we'll get to. All right. I know Pakistan are playing against West Indies at home, which will happen this week. That's why I wanted to do a quick preview on it. I think if Pakistan prepare the similar tracks to do against England from the second test onwards, they'll win that series 2-0. What's your thoughts, man?
Well, just having a look at cricket, for I saw a few stories there. So
Mm-hmm.
they're dropping Abbas, poor Abbas, they're dropping him, and
Yeah, I
Naseem
think.
Shah as well. So they're going
Yeah,
back to the spin duo of Noman and Sajid. So Sid, I mean, you and me, we know what to expect there. It's
yeah.
going to be ranked turners. It's
Mm.
going to be ranked turners. Just what we saw in that final two tests.
And I think
But
they
I
should do
think
that. Yeah.
Pakistan,
Mm-hmm.
for once, I think Pakistan using common sense here, Sid,
Yeah,
because I don't know where their common sense was for the last 2 years with the pitches they were preparing. You agree?
I agree. I think,
So,
but I think Ramiz Raja started that trend of roads, and then it seemed like the new administration learned quickly than Ramiz Raja did because they just kept preparing roads. Even after Australia prepared roads against
yeah,
England, and then they lost like 4 tests in a row. I think. I think they did
yeah.
draw a
When
couple against
Ramesh
New
was,
Zealand.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree with you. When Ramesh was the head of the PCB, I don't know what he was smoking, but I want a bit of it as well. Eh? So uh,
Hey, you and
that was the
Yuvraj,
trend.
man.
That was the trend for the last 2 years. I think in a way it's a bit of fear from Pakistan
Mm.
because they didn't want to get exposed by the. But I don't know if you recall the SID
Mm-hmm.
when SA2 were there in 2021, those pitches
Yeah.
were really spicy. So for
I
some
think they
reason,
was it spicy or was it just low and was it just low pitches, low bouncing pitches? Or maybe they were a
no,
little
I'll
spicy.
be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. This caught a lot of journalists off guard and a lot of SA journalists off guard as well because I mean, SA journalists what they remember of Pakistan was absolute flatbeds,
Mm.
roads if you want to call it, absolute flatbeds. Whenever you went to Pakistan, you got flatbeds. So for some
Mm.
reason, I don't know what happened. They changed it for that series, and then after that, surprisingly so, the common sense went out the window. They
Mm.
resorted back to roads, and this is what you get. You get poor performances. So I think they didn't want to get embarrassed. They just. I mean, that Bangladesh series was an absolute embarrassment for them. Let's be honest, man. I mean,
I've got no
for a
words. I
team
got
like
no words for
Pakistan,
that.
for a team like Pakistan to lose to Bangladesh at home. I mean, seriously, man, guys.
I
I think
think that
I
was
think
a
that
turning point.
yeah, I think the turning point was that first test against England when England almost scored 1,000 runs.
Hey, yeah, yeah. I was flabbergasted, man.
England almost scored 1,000 runs on
I
that
think Pakistan must be the only
on
team that scores nearly 600 runs and loses a test match. Honestly, Pakistan could only do it.
I, I think they got an unwanted record there. I think they're the first team to concede 800 at home. I mean, for a home team to concede 800 is something beyond. I mean, they were getting bears ball there. They were really getting bears ball there in that first test. But anyways,
Yeah,
they changed it around. So yeah, I mean, you're talking about two test series. You know what? Not much to play for both teams, but
mm,
I think if it's not a brain fade from Pakistan, I think they should be 2-0.
yeah. As long as they don't prepare roads, it should be 2-0.
I doubt they will, eh? Once bitten, twice shy. I don't think they'll
Yeah,
go
yeah.
back to that. Yeah,
No,
I
I
think
think
they've
that's a
been
good
getting
thing.
too much now.
Yeah, I think this Pakistan administration seems to be good so far. Although I would admit the coaches that have left them kind of makes it a bit questionable for me and how they handle their coaches. But other than that, I think at least they got the pitches right finally, and they competed all right in South Africa. So I think they're okay. I think I think they're on the right track. The one-day team is doing all right. The T20 team is doing well. I think they lost the T20s to us, which could have been a lot interesting had they played better. But that's another story for another day. I think we discussed that already. So I think Gillespie, I think, is no longer a Pakistan coach, so they'll have to sort that out. I think Kirsten left a long time ago, but I think it's fine. I guess Pakistan thrive under chaos, so it's what they do
Yeah,
best.
you just took the words out of my mouth. They thrive under chaos. That is Pakistan cricket for you in a nutshell. It's chaotic. And I was actually surprised that Kirsten took the job in the first place because I mean after that 50 over World Cup, that team was an absolute shambles. So I
Mm.
mean the way they treat coaches, especially foreign coaches, is not a good
Mm.
kind of uh,
Reflection, yeah.
reflection on their cricket and the way they handle things. So yeah,
Mm.
I mean who knows? In the next 3 months, 6 months, we could get another Pakistani coach
I
out
think
of nowhere. That's how it is.
I, I think they
It,
need Pakistani
it's
coaches because they can understand their culture better. I think they thrive better under Pakistani coaches. Although I remember when Matthew Hayden and Philander were there, I think they treated them quite nicely. I think maybe they need them back. I don't think they treated them badly, if you remember. It's true. They did very well
yeah,
under them.
yeah, but I agree with what you're saying. I think especially the national job, it's got to be given to a local guy. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's the guy that understands the game. And I
Mm.
mean, you see it in other sports, in football, in rugby. I mean, you don't
Mm.
win World Cups, you don't win tournaments if your team is managed by a foreigner. You've got to
Mm.
have a homegrown coach that understands the fundamentals of the game in your country.
Mm. Mm.
So, I mean, cricket is a little different, but I still think to get that kind of success going, you need a national. I mean, you need a local guy. I mean, we have seen kind of exceptions with Gary
Mm.
coaching India in 2011, and then obviously what was his name? The guy that coached England in 2019. I'm just trying to get his name. Can you help me there?
In
Uh,
2019,
Trevor Bayliss.
2019.
Trevor Bayliss. Trevor Bayliss.
But Trevor Bayliss is
Trevor
British, yeah.
Bayliss. Yeah, he was an Aussie, and then Kirsten in 2011. But
Oh.
I just think those two guys had really good teams. What do you think?
Um. Hmm. Sorry, can you just rephrase that? I think I lost the connection there.
Yeah, I was saying I think those two guys, Kirsten and Bayliss, had really good teams.
Oh yeah,
So
of course, yeah, yeah. But then you
yeah,
also got
and really
to,
good captains as well in Dhoni and Owen Morgan
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Oh yeah,
So
But I think the way you got to look at it, right? The coach is only as good as not just your team you get, but also the cricket board you get. Because Pakistan are very impatient with their coaches. So I think if the Pakistan cricket board had patience with their coaches, they could have probably done great things. I think Gillespie was doing all right with Pakistan. I don't think he was doing a bad job. Unless you look at how they did against Bangladesh, but you can't blame Gillespie for that. You just blame the pitches you get there, and then I think you but I think it's okay. I mean, as I said, they thrive under chaos. They probably need a Pakistan coach, and they just need to stick to their current pitches. And I think they'll be it in a nutshell. So, if you're okay with it, we'll go to the SA20 because it's been quite nice viewing. I've watched everything on catch up for once. In fact, if I have to be brutally honest, I don't only watch SA20. I know it's bad being a South African. I more watch IPL and catch up than SA20, but so far it's looked quite interesting. It's a Mumbai Indian. I mean, the MI Cape Town. Sorry, although I know the Mumbai owners owns Cape Town, but that's interesting on its own. But Mumbai Cape Town have won one, lost one, but they're still top of the table. I think because of that massive win uh, against defending champion Sunrisers Eastern Cape. So, what's your thoughts on Mumbai Cape Town being top of the pops? Early
yeah,
days
I
though.
mean, what's the third year in a row now? Third year running the SA20, and I think it's going to get better. I think it's going to
Hmm.
get better. I think we saw some quality cricket so far. I mean,
Hmm.
that Durban game was an absolute thriller. I mean, for Durban to pull that out of the hat, I mean, that was something amazing. But yeah,
Hmm.
so this is my second favorite league at the moment after the
Okay.
IPL. I mean, the IPL still rules for me, but
Hmm.
I just think the IPL flavor to this league actually
Hmm.
is quite eye catching in a way, and you're seeing it now.
Mm.
I wasn't so
Mm.
kicked on with it in the first season. I'll be honest with you, but the
Mm.
second season I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
into it a bit. But now I'm really
Okay.
engrossed into it. I'll be honest with you. I kind of
Yeah.
enjoy it, and obviously the games are coming thick and fast, and really exciting cricket. But yeah, I mean the first game, Sunrisers Eastern Cape. I mean I don't know what they were trying to do there, playing that kind of bowling attack against MI Cape Town. But I mean boy oh boy, what a performance on MI Cape Town. I think
Mm.
this is the year that they really need to show their potential because they've been
Yeah.
underachieving for the last 2 years. So, I mean, great innings from Brevis.
Mm.
And I think you and me can't wait to see him in the national colors. So let's see
Yes.
what happens. But it was great innings from him. And then, yeah, some unsung heroes there, man. I mean, Kotieta,
Mm-hmm.
5 wicket balls as well. I think they broke that the back of that power play for Sunrisers Eastern Cape. And yeah, they've lost two in a row now. So backs to the walls here for them, eh? And look, I really do hope someone else wins it this year, eh? Because
Me too.
I'm kind of tired of seeing
Mm.
Sunrisers Eastern Cape winning. Because to be
Yeah.
honest with you, if you look at it on paper, they don't necessarily have the best teams, Sid, but they seem
Yeah.
to have got their way in the last two tournaments. I think last year they haven't had a good tournament last year, but unfortunately they played their worst game.
Mm-hmm.
They left their worst game for the final. So I hope they can go
Yeah.
one better this year. Durban looks a
Yeah.
balanced side, eh?
Of course. Yeah.
It's just I think the bowling was a bit suspect on Friday, but to
Mm-hmm.
be fair, it was a really good pitch.
Mm.
And I think
Mm.
Kane coming to that side, he added a bit of solidity to that middle order. Eh? I thought that
Mm.
innings from Kane was really important. Hey, and obviously a cameo from Mulder as well. And
Mm. And I think Noor
I
bowled
believe
well.
they're playing today. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that Noor
And then
Ahmed bowled
yesterday's
well.
game as well was a bit of a spoiled spot with the
Yeah.
rain.
Mm.
There's been a lot of
Mm.
rain in Joburg at the moment, so
Okay.
I mean JSK. I personally think. I mean, as the home team, you've got to try and get those home wins going, Sid, because
Yeah.
I think if you can rack up your home wins, you've got a good chance of making the playoffs. So yeah, it's going to be exciting, eh? But hopefully we get a DSG and MI final. I think that will be good, eh?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. You beat me to it, eh? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
it's like a neutral kind of final for me. If whoever wins that, I won't feel upset. It's like if you had a SA versus India Test Championship final, I wouldn't have felt bad. Who would have won it? Even ideally, I would have preferred an SA Sri Lanka final, but then India retardedly played so retardedly at Melbourne that that dream couldn't have happened. But you never know. Maybe SA will surprise us and beat Australia. I mean, Bavuma, I don't know if you saw his stats on Facebook. They were showing that he hasn't lost a test series as captain. And I think he had one draw, if you remember that delightful draw and the delightful defeat in Cape Town with that pitch. And then I think otherwise that was the only drawn series he had. The rest he actually won all the test series. Although you've had some sour grape people saying on Facebook he hasn't really played a great team and beaten them. But I think if you look at it ironically, I mean the teams they have as we have beaten a team that have given the top team the hard time. Look at West Indies, they gave Australia a hard time in that second test with Samara Jodha. So I think we've beaten at least I don't really want. Excuse my language, but I really don't give a shit what people say about SA being in the final. I think we need some luck, some good luck. We've played so well. We made the SA 50 over World Cup semi-final. We were in the final of T20, so we deserve good things for South Africa. I mean, hopefully we can win this Test championship, but we'll get to that more in June.
Yeah, agree with you. Absolute BS for me. Absolute BS for me. I mean, I don't really care what these these overseas experts have to say. I think they're
Hmm.
saying a lot at the moment, especially guys like Vonnie.
Hmm.
Vonnie's got a lot to say at the moment about SA being a
Hmm.
final. But I mean, I'm with Shukri. I mean, I'm certainly not going to apologize
Hmm.
for getting to the
Yeah,
final.
yeah.
I mean,
When we
it's
shouldn't.
not
Yeah.
SA's fault at the end of the day, sir. I mean,
Yeah, we
the
were given the
ICC plans
schedule,
the
so we
schedule.
just yeah,
The
yeah,
ICC plans the schedule. I mean,
yeah.
all we did
Mm-hmm.
was play
Mm-hmm.
our cards in this WTC. And
Yeah, we
SA,
were
I think
smart.
SA played their cards pretty smartly, Sid. Let's be honest. I
Yeah,
mean, they
yeah.
did what they had to do. And I think Bavuma as the captain, yeah, excellent. Excellent start
Mm.
to his captaincy. And
Mm.
I mean, the more you win, the more
Mm.
confident you get. So I don't think that finally is going to be a walkover as some people think. I think SA is
Mm-mm.
going to give Australia a very hard fight. And I mean, fingers crossed, we can bring this home because I mean, To be
Yeah.
fair, this country needs a lift when it comes to cricket, sir. And us
Mm.
being in the final is a great
Mm.
achievement on itself. So I mean, yeah, it's a conversation for another day. But
Yeah.
hopefully, fingers crossed, everybody's fit for that final and ready to go. It's going to be a cracking final
Okay.
against the old enemy, as we call them.
Yeah, but we have to be brutally honest. Australia are the favorites for that final, but just because they're favorites doesn't mean they can do it. For once, Australia
Um,
will have all the pressure
Look,
on them, which is a good thing. Because if they're
I,
underdogs, they'll play a
I,
lot better.
I think Australia are favorites because of experience. I would
Yeah.
say that's the
Yeah.
only reason. I don't think Australia are favorites in terms of form, because if you look at both teams on form, it's pretty much the same, sir. If you look at both teams' form at the moment, Australia, yeah, I guess in terms of the batting lineup, they've got a bit of experience there. But
Yeah.
when I look at the
Mm-hmm.
bowling, geez, I mean, we on par. I mean, if we can get our best attack going there,
Hmm.
we on par with them in terms of the bowling. So
Hmm.
if the way I see it, if it's going to be a typical Lord's deck, I think it's going to be a battle of the bowlers there.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I remember
Mm,
that pitch. I remember that pitch against India, man. Oh, that was spicy, man. That was a spicy pitch.
yeah.
People getting hit, and if Rabada can get it right, and I think Rabada gets really amped up for Australia, so that'll be juicy. But I know Durban Super Giants are against Pretoria Capitals. They're playing away at Durban Super Giants. So who's your pick on for today?
That's only one team for me, DSG, man. Yeah, I mean, I think Klassen is due some runs there because I think
Mm-hmm.
he must start on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm I'm waiting for DSG to make it 2 out of 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And then I think on Monday, I just want to get your quick. Yeah, on Monday is my second favorite team. Well, I'll tie them up together, MI and Durban together. See, my other favorite team is MI Cape Town against Paul Royals. So I'm going to go with. We check. Did Royals win their last match? Actually, yeah, they actually beat Sunrise
yeah,
quite
yeah, yeah,
convincingly. So
yeah.
that's gonna be a spicy meatball
That's
type
gonna
of
be a
match.
really interesting game, eh? Because I think Paul Royals, with that opening stand with what is his name? His name Luandre Pretoria. So I mean, another
Hmm.
unsung hero there, and
Hmm.
and Root as well.
Mm-hmm.
There was a great partnership from them. So
Hmm.
that's a Cape Derby, eh? That's a Cape Derby. Should be an interesting game, eh? But who's
Okay.
playing at home there?
MI Cape Town.
Yeah, so that's my second favorite team, just like you.
Ah, honestly, I
So
like them.
yeah,
Honestly, I like them both. So it's like a neutral bias, neutral kind of match. I
yeah,
don't really
yeah, yeah,
mind.
yeah, yeah.
I'm going with MI Cape Town to win it, but they'll have to be careful. Paul Royal and no pushovers, from what I saw in their first victory. Paul Royals against
Yeah, I think
Sunrisers. Yeah, Cape Town, Eastern Cape.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
also think MI will win it, but I think it's going to be a close game. And as I said, I mean, this is the year for MI to start delivering, sir. They've been underachievers
yeah.
for the last 2 years. Yeah.
But then you could say the same thing for DSG also. Although did DSG make the semifinals of last season? I don't think so. Or did they?
I think with DSG it's all about going one better now because
Okay.
they didn't have a good first season. They were really poor in that first season,
Yeah, yeah.
but I think
Second season.
they really clicked into gear last season and made the final. So I think this
Really?
year is just
DSG made
about
the
getting
final?
one.
Dude, DSG made the
Yeah,
finals
they made
last
the final
season.
last year against Sunrisers, and
Oh, the Sunrise one.
I did say earlier that they played one of their worst games in the final, but
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
it is what it is, eh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, not to be naughty here, but the only good thing about Sunrise Eastern Cape is actually the owner. She's very pretty. That's the only
I
pretty
don't
thing.
necessarily to be honest with you, I don't necessarily think they have the best side on paper. And I
Yeah, of
think teams
course.
are kind of exposing them this year in a way as well.
Mm,
I mean, there
mm,
is a few stars there. I mean, Janssen,
yeah, of
Stubbs.
course. Mm.
I
Markram?
when I look at Stubbs at the moment, I think Stubbs is a bit out of form for some reason. I
Okay.
think his form is different, but
Mm.
hopefully he kicks into gear because we need him to be fighting for that
Mm.
Champions Trophy. But that's the conversation for another day.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts because recently there's a discussion of a two-tier system for Test cricket. What's your thoughts on it? Because I know Michael Vaughan's for it. I know Stephen Harmison is dead set against it. I think his reservations are that if England go to the bottom of go to tier two, then how will England play their Ashes and play against India? But there were the exceptions to the rule. I mean, England could still play them, just that those matches won't count for points. So I don't think there's much you could. I don't think there's much issue, but that just depends on how flexible you are with it. If you have this, but also it's all the two-tier system.
Absolute BS for me. Again, absolute BS for me. I think cricket boards like the Windies and Bangladesh are going to struggle.
Mm.
My solution to this, I mean, just play more Test cricket. I mean, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, a two-tier
Mm-hmm.
series is an absolute jokester. I mean, you can't even
Mm.
call that a series. So
Yeah.
I think minimum teams have got to play three Test match series,
Yeah.
and
Australia's for that actually. Yeah.
I think everybody,
Mm-hmm.
be it India, Australia, England, Pakistan, everybody's got to play home and away. Every
Mm.
team has got to play home and away. That's the only way you can get this fair. And Afghanistan as well. I mean, a lot of controversy on Afghanistan cricket at the moment, but I think them as well. Uh, they've got to play home and away. Every team has got to play home and away and a minimum of three Test series, and that's how you make it fair. This system, let's be honest, it's all about money, and it's all
Mm.
about the big three playing each other more often. But
Mm.
let's be honest,
Mm. Mm.
the big three have been playing each other quite often
Yeah. Mm.
in this cycle, so it doesn't change anything. So I don't
Mm.
understand why this two-tier system doesn't make any sense to me. Absolute BS
I
for me.
I think there are discussions that make it either seven teams in the first part of it, and the bottom five. My only issue with it is that you'll only have really seven teams playing the real Test cricket, and the other five will just give up on Test cricket. Where will the money come? So that's why I would thought if you have a Test cricket World Cup, and I think you're gonna have like a 3 months window for Test cricket. And I know they're gonna bitch and moan about it, excuse my language, but I'm sure you can find it if you put your mind to it. So and my theory is this, right? My solution is you have a Test Cricket World Cup, you have 8 fixtures playing at the same time, and then you'll have certain matches that get televised. The rest of the matches you can live stream on YouTube, but you can't do that. And I think that should work, if that makes sense to you. If you have all matches happening at the same time, then you could easily get it done within 3 months, if you agree with me.
Look, I love the idea. I'm all for the Test WTC World Cup.
Mm.
The only problem is the scheduling. I mean, where do you get
Yeah.
the problem
Mm.
is the cricket schedule is like so kind of clustered. And the only
Yeah.
reason why it's clustered is because of T20 competitions. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, I
Yeah.
mean, the IPL, I mean, for 2 months of the year,
Mm.
nothing precedes the IPL. I mean, that that is
Yeah.
uh, that
Mm.
is 2 months that is dedicated to the IPL. So it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
So I only
Yeah.
think, I mean, it's unfair. It really is unfair for teams like Windies, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka to be playing each other and not
Mm.
getting an opportunity to play the likes of England, to play the likes of India, SA,
Mm.
New Zealand. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, this is an absolute
Mm.
slap on the face for a team like Sri Lanka that won and that and went and won a test match in England. The
Mm.
final test match. So that is
Mm.
totally unfair and beat New Zealand at home as well. So I mean, New Zealand is going to be in the top tier, and Sri Lanka is going to be in the second tier. That's going to be a jet of test cricket for these nations. Unfortunately, they're not going to survive. And if they don't play the top teams, where are they going to get
Mm.
the broadcasting money from, Sid?
Mm. Mm.
So ICC, I mean, I don't know what they're smoking, but this kind of Mickey Mouse two-tier system is going to be the death of Test cricket for these nations. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not for it at all. At
Oh,
all.
another solution I was thinking for the current format we have. Why don't we have semi-finals and final? But the only problem with the what I thought of the semi-final and the final is that you have IPL. If you didn't have IPL being overcrowded, not overcrowded, but if you have so many fixtures, you could have had semi-final and final. I would have preferred that format because at least you can have teams being acclimatized. It makes it more exciting.
Look,
What do you think?
look. You got a two-tier system now, right? I mean, if you're going to have that
Mm,
two-tier system, right, that's not going to work out. So, I mean, the WTC Championship is a 2-year system.
yeah.
Now, I am pretty sure if
Mm-hmm.
you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
there are teams. I mean, we've got 11 test playing nations.
Mm-hmm.
There is no reason why these teams cannot play home and away within a 2 years space.
Mm,
And a
it's a
minimum of
tricky
three test
one.
match series. Yeah, I mean, there is no reason why. I mean, if you want, you can push it to 3 years, but there is no reason
Oh,
why this can't happen. This
oh
can't
yeah,
happen
that is
where
true.
teams can play home and away for 2 to 3 years. That is no reason
Okay,
why this can't happen. So
that
that
is true.
should be the way forward.
Hmm.
And the two-test series, a two-tier system, just squash it. Just squash it right now. That's absolute BS. So I
Yeah.
don't know what. It all boils down to money,
Hmm. It's all
and
about the cooler.
as if I mean the ICC is not getting enough money from India. You want to go and make more money now with this two-tier system, and at the expense of other test playing nations that are actually going to die. The test cricket is going to die in those countries. You're not going to have any test cricket in those countries anymore,
No,
unfortunately.
no, I'm saying with the current system we have, we should have semi-finals and a final. But my only, let's say, let down with my idea that you have IPL, which means how would you fit in the semi-finals? Unless what you do during that IPL, like you let go of some players during the IPL and tell them you can't play certain matches toward the end of the tournament of the semi-finals. I'm sure they'll understand because country comes first. Like it's a
Are
good.
you referring to WTC championship? You got to have semi-finals.
Yeah, I'm referring to our current format that we have. I'm saying I'm
Uh,
saying I'm saying we should have semi-finals
I
and then a final.
I'm
At the moment, yeah.
yeah. To be honest with you, Sid, I mean the team that finishes third and fourth, they don't really. I mean, to be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say they play the best cricket in that schedule. So
Mm-hmm.
I think you should just keep it one and two. But
Okay.
what should happen is you got to have a best of three finals.
Oh yeah,
Best
that's
of three
true.
finals.
Yeah, I think
That
Kohli.
has to happen.
I think
I
Kohli
mean, a one-off
advocated for
final for
that.
the
Yeah,
WTC is not
yeah, yeah.
is
Kohli.
it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
make any
remember
sense at
Kohli.
all.
Yeah, Kohli advocated for that after the match against New Zealand. If you remember, he advocated for a best of three final. I think I probably how do you fit a best of three final? It's difficult. That.
I think that's possible. So basically, what happens is wherever you play, just have it as a
Huh.
three-match series. Just have it as a three-match series, like how you play a normal Test series. Just have it as a three-match series.
Okay, I guess. Okay, and the last discussing point is making a 5 day. How do you feel about Test cricket being reduced to 4 days? I know there have been interesting discussion on that. Although I think Michael Vaughan just threw it out there because Test cricket matches are finishing way under 5 days, like 3 days to 4 days. So, what's your thoughts on that, man?
Look, I think there is a bit of a jeopardy in terms of that because I mean, you really can't guarantee a Test match finishing in 4 days. However,
Hmm.
there have been a lot of Test matches that have finished, 4 days recently. But I think
Hmm.
that's down to obviously teams trying to be more
Yeah.
positive. But yeah, I don't think you should twinkle with a 5 day process of a Test match. I think
Yeah.
just keep it 5 days. Sid. I mean,
Yeah. I also want to
there
keep it to
is
five
enough
days. Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
There is enough time to have that 5 days
Hmm.
go on. And
And you need it for bad weather also.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what. If you start having a four day test match, there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be start playing for draws.
Hmm.
Think about it.
I,
I
I
mean,
know.
you see it in first class cricket all the time, where teams end up playing for draws. So you're not going to get a lot of results there because teams will know what they have to do. I mean,
Hmm.
if they're out of the test
Hmm.
match in the third day, all they're going to do is just play for a draw, block it out, just block it out. So I think 5 days is still important because I mean what we saw in the BGT and in the Sri Lanka and SA series, there are games that go to 5 days. I mean not many, but
Hmm.
there are games that go to 5 days.
Like Melbourne.
So
Yeah, Melbourne
I
into
think
five
just
days.
stick to it.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the ICC needs to do, like I just said, is just distribute the amount of test matches being played by teams all around the world. Because I mean, if everyone plays each other more often, Test cricket is going to be in a healthy situation. Let's be honest. And this is just going to be the death of Test cricket for those nations. So yeah, ICC really needs to think about it, eh?
Um. Yeah. Okay. Any talking points you want to wrap? You want to discuss before we wrap off? Don't think we need. Did anything to add?
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything, eh? Your side?
Look. Let me think. I guess I just thought of an idea. With the current format we have, maybe we should have test triangulars. That way, that way we can try and get everybody included in the ring. And then you can then figure out how to do the points. Or I guess it'd be simple. If playing only one match against certain lower nations as part of, you could use the lower nations as part of preparation when you're playing the main series. Therefore, they'll be still ironically playing more test matches than they are. Like for example, Afghanistan could still end up playing 6 matches in a year if you think about it. If they're just playing one match away against a certain team, like either it's India or either it's in Pakistan, either it's in Sri Lanka or either it's Australia. You know what I'm saying? It can be done like that. Ironically, we'll still get more matches being done.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting. I think the beauty of Test cricket
Hmm.
and what makes Test cricket so unique is how teams acclimatize to conditions. It's,
Hmm.
I mean, how visiting teams acclimatize to
Hmm.
away conditions, and I think that is the beauty of Test match cricket. And I think it's important for every Test playing nation to play
Hmm.
each other often,
Hmm.
just like how it was in the old days. I mean, everybody played each other quite frequently, and we need to go back to that now because. When last has the Australia toured the Windies? When last has New Zealand toured SA? When last has India gone to
Hmm.
uh,
Good question. It's been a long
gone
time.
to yeah? I'm just trying to figure out when last has India gone to.
Hmm.
Let's just say a team like yeah, Sri Lanka as well. When last has India actually gone to Sri Lanka and played a Test series?
Hmm.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time, and I think a lot of these teams they prioritize on playing big nations, but at the end
Hmm.
of the day, I think if you can have a three-test series, that puts a lot of jeopardy on both
Yeah.
teams. So I think both teams can go for it.
But you have to
So yeah,
appreciate that the team like us, Sri Lanka, West Indies, it's not feasible for them financially to do three-test series. That's why I see also a lot of two-match series. I think all their matches were two-match series, if you remember. So I don't think we can blame the top teams for it. But
well,
also,
well,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think Shukri has been calling for it. I think he wants to have more Test cricket, and I think the SA20 injection of cash to CSA is going to allow that now going forward. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I,
Good point.
I'd love to see SA playing a minimum of three Test matches against any nation.
Yeah. I would
And
say, yeah, 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 yeah. No,
I,
sorry.
yeah, especially against the traditional rivals,
Yeah.
I don't mind them going up to four. The likes of England, the likes of Australia, the likes of India. I don't mind them. I don't mind them playing four Test matches. I think that's where it's going to get pretty interesting
I don't know how
as a
we're gonna
series.
fit. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna fit in four with the current schedule, but three seems more realistic. I mean, other is we've
Yeah,
only been, but I think doesn't. I think we'll just have to sacrifice a few T20s and a few ODIs to get a fourth Test match. But I guess against the big rivals, it's so fine. I think we'll still do well financially with that kind of idea, especially with India, Australia. Okay, I guess we could do okay with that. England will be fine. The other nation, I don't mind two Test series because we expected to beat them anyway, so it's fine.
no, that is why I'm talking about traditional rivals. The
Ah,
traditional rivals can be pretty interesting. I mean, the likes of England, Australia.
yeah.
If you recall, in 2018, so that sandpaper
Hmm.
gate too,
I don't remind me.
Australia and SA Australia played four tests, and that was one of the best
Yes.
series in a long time. So yeah, I mean,
Yes.
I'm all for those days coming back. Eh? So let's see what
Yeah.
happens. But I think
Okay.
it's all down to the SA20 now, and let's see how much of money it can make for the cricket ball.
Yeah, I think in our first year we made a 1 billion profit. So I think we're only getting better and better with it. So, in fact, if I have to be brutally honest, before we wrap off, I wasn't into this SA20 for 2 years because I didn't know if it would last. But now that it's gone to the third year, I've gotten interested. So I guess that's a positive.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Same here as well. I mean, as I said, my second favorite league at the moment after the IPL.
Okay, man. Take care.
Cheers, buddy. Catch you soon.
Yes.
Take care.